daily mobility series. Today we're going to be working on the low back, mid back, and the cervical spine. So an amazing movement for the neck, cervical spine that can help free things up in the neck, the shoulders, can help increase blood flow to the brainstem. So really important. And sometimes because of that increase in blood flow, if you feel like the onset of a headache coming on, it might be a potential go-to in that case, and it could help potentially offset a possible headache. So what we're going to start with is, as always, assess something. Today I picked rotation. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use this tennis ball to mark my spot on the floor where my feet will come back to every single time. So we have the same assessment each time. And then we're going to reach the arms out, lock the elbows, put one thumb up, and then with hands together and one thumb up, keeping the feet together on the floor, going to rotate to the left and rotate to the right. My goal here is to look a little bit past my thumb into the room and figure out, whether you're inside or outside, what's something that I'm lining up with in space. So over here, I got a corner that I'm lining up with. Over here, same thing. I got a corner that I'm lining up with. So the first movement today we're going to go into is a low back circle. So what I want you to do, get a little wider stance, so maybe shoulder width or so. We're going to bend the knees slightly and try to maintain that knee bend. From there, we're going to think about these lumbar vertebrae right through here, moving through a back circle. And so what we're going to do is bend gently to the side. You stay in your pain-free range of motion. You don't have to mirror mine, but do your best to stay in your pain-free range. We're going to go back over to the other side and side bend or side flexion, and then come back up. Let's do a couple more. So we're going side, back, side, and then back up. Some people I find feel more comfortable with their hands on chest, hands on tummy, and we can go the other way. Side, back bend, side, and then back up. Let's do one more. Great job. Side, back, side, and back up. I'm barefoot today, so we get good proprioception or feedback from the ground or whatever you're standing on when you're barefoot. So it can be a really good thing to up through the spine, get to the brain, and get a lot of good incoming information so that we can make better movement or better motor outputs. So our next one, let's reassess after the low back circle. So always we assess that we can reassess. So go ahead and check range of motion. And for me, I'm another probably at least 5 degrees, close to 10 degrees on right and left rotation. So hopefully that was a good drill for you. We're going to then go into the mid back. So we're going to focus on moving our the 12 thoracic vertebrae in the middle of the back. What we're going to do is get back to a knee bend, same wider stance. You're going to have your rotate. So we're going to bring hips stay forward, but bring your torso to one side. So we're just going to rotate that sternum or chest bone off to one side. And then we're going to do flexions and extensions or anterior posterior movements. So if you think about your chest or your sternum driving up and forward and then collapsing and rounding down and back. Up and forward and then down and back. Trying to hold that rotation up and forward, down and back. Really nice. And if we rotated to the right, we also want to, of course, rotate to the left. So we're keeping hips forward again, torso rotation, and going up and forward, down and back. I want to breathe into this. So inhale as you come up tall. Exhale as you start to flex or round that mid back. Nice job. And we're going to come back and reassess again. So recheck what we got for range of motion. And feet are together. Find that same spot on the floor. And probably another 5 degrees for me. So that was another high payoff or positive drill that I want to keep doing more of, because it produced a positive change in the synergy of my flexor and extensor tone. So the muscles on the front and back side of the body need to talk and work well in synergy together to create more range of motion. Muscles on the right side, left side, same thing. And so if we get an improvement in range, typically that active range increasing is a really good sign, and it means do more of that movement. Your brain likes it, and maybe would do well to get a little bit more of that each day. So from there, we're going to move into the sliding nod. So this is the one for head and neck. You should feel a gentle stretch in the suboccipital muscles when we do this. So right at the base of the skull, back of the head, you should feel a gentle stretch. Emphasis on gentle, especially at first as you get used to it. So the sliding knot, we're going to first tuck the chin to the chest. We're then going to imagine that there's a string pulling your head back behind you. We're then going to push the head forward. Imagine there's a string pulling the nose towards the floor. Kind of nod and come back up to tall standing. So it's chin tuck, posterior glide, anterior glide, and up to tall standing. Let's do it again. We're going to tuck the chin, pull the back of the head back towards the ceiling/wall behind you, push your nose forward towards the floor in front of you, and glide your head back up to tall standing. Good. We could do these at different speeds, of course. Today, working at kind of a standard tempo. So let's go back and check range and see what we got. And that was a definite, probably another 10 degrees range of motion increase. So just in a few minutes, significant improvement in rotation capacity. Thank you for checking out. If you're new to P2P, checking out the video today. And if you've been doing videos with us, just a heads up for our P2P members, we're coming into a segment where we're going to level things up and work with these closed loop jump stretch bands. So the next, probably 20, 30, maybe even 40 sessions of your daily mobility drills are going to include some jump stretch bands. So really excited about that, looking forward to it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.